And welcome back to the Global Entrepreneurship Initiative's The Forum here at the United Nations headquarters in New York City, and I am very excited for our next guest. He is the president and CEO of Miller Ingenuity, a global supplier of high technology systems for the rail industry that protects assets, preserves the environment, and most importantly, it saves lives. He's an internationally recognized business transformation expert, media contributor, best-selling author, and a dynamic keynote speaker. His expertise lies within transforming company cultures through innovation and investments in workforce growth. Please welcome to the stage, Stephen Blue.
Thanks, Craig. Imagine this. You've worked your whole life to get to this day. 40 years. Kids in braces, putting kids through college, trumpet lessons, soccer games, a lifetime of memories. But if you're Ben Johnson, that lifetime is about to come to an end. You see, Ben Johnson worked on the railroad for 40 years, very dangerous environment. And one night, the last night of his life, he was in a switching operation. Have you ever seen where they put the rail cars together? And Ben climbed up on top of a rail car, and suddenly he heard this clankety clank and this horrible noise behind him, and he knew what was about to happen. He was about to be crushed between two rail cars. Now, as is the practice with railroads, unfortunately, this happens so often, they have a procedure to handle this when people get crushed. They keep them alive until they can bring the family together to say goodbye to them. They give them painkillers, they close off orifices that are bleeding, and they don't uncouple the car till the family gets there, because when they uncouple the car, he'll die within minutes. Sure enough, the family got there in time to bid him farewell. They uncoupled the car, and he died within minutes. And I couldn't help but ask myself, why is Ben Johnson dead? Is it because the railroads don't care about safety? No, it's not that. I've been in the global rail industry for 30 years, and I can tell you safety is number one. They have safety briefings before they go to a job site. They have safety briefings in conference rooms before they hold meetings. And you could be sure, before Ben walked into the job site that night, he had a safety briefing that said, don't get up on the rail car when there's a coupling operation in place. So it's not that the railroads doesn't care about safety. Is it because there's no procedure or policy? I can assure you that Ben was not supposed to be on that car when a coupling operation was going on. Is it because they don't have enough training? They have plenty of training. The railroad trains on safety, 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 safety all the time. So why did Ben die that night? The answer is plain, and it's simple. Human error. And people get killed in the global rail industry every year because of human error. Let me give you another example. Do you ever see these guys that are working on the side of the track? You know, they put the ties down and they're grinding things and they're moving things around. You wouldn't believe how many of those guys get killed every year. Now, you don't just walk onto the track whenever you feel like it and start working. You have to get what's called a track warrant, permission to be there, and then the dispatcher tells the train, you're not allowed to come in between milepost X and milepost X because guys are going to be working there today. But in spite of all those procedures and policies, trains come into those work zones every year and kill about a dozen people every year. They went to work that day, didn't realize that was going to be their last day. So they have all kinds of procedures in place. They have all kinds of training in place for this stuff, and it doesn't stop it. So the global rail industry is desperate to solve this problem. So they added people. So now they have a guy on one end of the work zone and a guy on the other end of the work zone, and his only job is to watch for the train that's not supposed to be there and warn the track workers before it comes. Guess who the most likely guy to get killed on the track now is? He's standing there 8 to 10 hours a day looking around. He's not supposed to have a cell phone, but he does. And he gets bored, and you wouldn't believe a 50-mile-an-hour freight train coming behind you that you can't really hear it until it's way, way too late. And so all the training, all the procedures, all the briefings haven't stopped that at all. And the reason that keeps happening is what? Thank you, human error. And they haven't solved the human error problem yet. So, what I always tell railroads is you cannot fix human error with humans. You have to have technology. And it's about time that they use it. Well, there's all kinds of technology out there. Railway suppliers in the last couple of years have developed all kinds of safety systems that can prevent that from happening ever again. In my company, we spent millions and spent years to develop a system that we call Zone Guard. And if a railroad uses Zone Guard in a work zone, no way is anybody going to get killed there. How do I know that? Because Zone Guard has, number one, 4 different sensors, so if there's a failure of maybe even 3 of them, the train is still detected. Number 2, it's idiot-proof. You don't have to set it, you turn it on, it arms itself, forms a network, and the worker doesn't have to do anything. And number 3, it's got a cool feature called neural self-healing networks, which is really cool because if you have like 8 of them around and one of the networks fails, the system automatically reroutes itself to another network. Now, here's my message to rail CEOs. I know that you care about safety, and I know that you're trying to solve this problem, and you've done everything you can or everything you think you can up to now, but now there are other solutions, including Zone Guard. Now maybe you're skeptical. And by the way, I don't care if you buy Zone Guard or somebody else's system, but buy something and do it now before another person gets killed on the tracks. But you might be skeptical. If you're a CEO, us CEOs tend to be skeptical. Maybe your people have told you these systems don't work. They do. Maybe your people have told you they didn't know about these systems. Shame on them if they didn't. And maybe they told you they tried a system and it didn't work. I can assure you they didn't try mine because mine works, and I guarantee that it will. But let me make this offer. This is CEO to CEO. Here's my offer. It's what I call try it before you don't buy it. That's right, that's what I said. Try it before you don't buy it. Try the Zone Guard system. If it's not everything that I said it is, give it back. You got nothing to lose. Won't cost you a dime. But when it is everything that I said it was, I want you to keep it, and I want you to keep using it. But I don't want you to buy it. It's my gift to you. Now, why on earth would I do that? Well, 2 reasons. One is I know once you use it, you're going to buy a bunch of them. I know that. But secondly, and this is the most important part, is my company's mission is dedicated to saving lives. And if I have to give away a ton of Zone Guard systems to save lives, by God, I'll do it. I'll do that in a minute. So here's my message to CEOs. Take that step, buy somebody's system, and let's work on this together. Why don't we do that? You and I, every rail CEO in the world, let's work together on solving this problem. If we work together, we can set a new standard for rail safety. If we work together, we can save countless numbers of lives. And if we work together, we can make this whole terrible problem completely disappear. And I hope you'll work with me. Thank you for watching.